What is going on, everyone? Dark here. Hope you're all having a good week so far. And if you're not, you have Halo 5 coming out next week to look forward to. And with that said, there has been a little bit of Halo 5 information released today, and because today the early access for multiplayer has gone live for press, there has been a little bit of information come out that I'd like to share with you guys. Because the multiplayer went live today, some of you know that there is a day 1 patch for Halo 5 Guardians. So for those who have the Halo 5 Guardians digital pre-order and have your Halo 5 copy downloaded to your Xbox One, you guys will want to download that day 1 patch today. It is accessible for you. And a quick PSA as well, if you downloaded your digital copy of Halo 5 before October 21st, you may or may not have to download or re-download Halo 5 Guardians again. For the quick update, if you find that your Halo 5 Guardians copy is less than 40 gigs, then you will want to re-download Halo 5. If you see that your download is greater than 40 gigs, then you should be good to go, and you should be able to download the day 1 patch today and ready for when Halo 5 launches. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty of things. There is a lot of information here, and this was actually brought to my attention from the Team Beyond forums, who have a discussion and discovery thread on custom game settings for Halo 5 Guardians, which is what I will be talking about today. Now, one of the biggest things about custom game settings is that they have been very minuscule settings since Halo 4. For Halo 2 Anniversary, we got a few more. But because Halo 5 Guardians has Spartan abilities, we are looking to see a few more settings to fiddle with and to interact with as well. These settings are being newly discovered, so you guys will want to stick around to the thread going on the Team Beyond forums, so I will be linking you guys to that in the description. And to start off, one of the first things is that Shoddy Snipers is now a default game mode. Now, not the biggest thing. It's nice to see that they are adding more default game modes to the game. So originally, Shoddy Snipers was something that many players had to create on their own within the settings, and now you can kind of just jump into it. So hopefully, this is also hinting at Shoddy Snipers being a weekend playlist, a social weekend playlist. But who knows, only time will tell. Next up, and this is all that we have at the moment, it is all about player movement speed. And there are a lot of options. For those of you asking how many options are there is pretty much an option for every single Spartan ability within the game. But let's start off with strafing, because strafing is something that is very important for Halo on a competitive level as well as a social level. So strafing speed has been something that has always altered between Halo, especially when Sprint was introduced. Strafing had to either be increased or decreased, and for the most part, in the most recent Halos, it has been hard to strafe away from people shooting you. It should be refreshing to see some strafe settings. And along with this, there is also a forward acceleration setting and strafe acceleration setting. For those who are really not as knowledged with what acceleration is within a Halo game, I'm actually not 100% on what it is. To be honest, if somebody could give me a good explanation of it, I would be more than happy to gain that knowledge. But for the most part, the way I understood acceleration in Halo is that acceleration is the time between you switching your character movement one way and your character reacting in game. So for a quick example, let's say you are strafing to the left and quickly you strafe to the right. Well, the acceleration is the time between your character reacting to move from left, stopping, and then moving to the right. Like I said, that is a pretty rudimental acceleration explanation. You guys will definitely want to look into a better explanation elsewhere. And like I said, anybody who has a good explanation on acceleration within a Halo game, please let me know. Along with all these strafing settings, a sprint toggle setting has been included. So for a lot of those people who are very adamant about not having sprint within a Halo game, you have that ability. You can turn on and off sprinting, so it should be interesting to see what happens with toggling sprint on and off. Altering time from normal movement speed to max sprint speed is also a possibility if you want to reduce the amount of sprint people have and still keep sprint within the game, you can do that. You can also change the max sprint speed, and you can also toggle reloading while sprinting on and off. So that is a very odd setting to be able to toggle players from reloading while sprinting and not reloading while sprinting. Is something that I'm looking to see, but only in Goofy playlists. I'm not sure how I feel about reloading while sprinting. Maybe as a kind of different power-up where your Spartan abilities are upgraded, that would be really awesome. Now thinking about it, having a power-up in which you pick it up instead of getting overshields, it actually just enhances your Spartan abilities, and you can now reload while sprinting. That would be, I think, really crazy to see, and actually something that might be a possibility within competitive settings. But that is just me spitballing, but like I said, that option is there for you guys. And the list of settings continues to include, like I stated earlier, all the Spartan abilities, which is actually really impressive, as the settings for movement speed were very rudimental before in older Halo titles. And this includes Spartan slide speed, the max distance that a slide can get as well. To continue, the thruster pack recharge duration is also a setting, and delaying the thruster pack as well. Spartan charge damage and knockback can also be altered. Ground pound damage and fall speed will be one of those settings that will add on to one of those goofy and wacky and fun game types. And of course, the last but not least, clambering speed is a thing as well. Clambering doesn't seem like a big deal, but in competitive settings, if you clamber at the wrong time, you can get outshot and end up making a big mistake. So with that, maybe clambering can be altered. And that is pretty much all the Halo 5 Guardians custom game settings that I have for you all. Kind of a long list, but in reality, it's a good thing that it is a long list so that we can kind of fiddle with these settings, and it'll be refreshing to see what the community can come up with, and I really can't wait to see what they come up with. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys looking forward to custom games within Halo 5 Guardians? Are you actually one of those players who likes to come up with new game modes? And are you excited having these settings within your utility belt? Let me know in the comment section. Halo 5 Guardians is right around the corner. I've been saying it for weeks, but for the most part, I am still very excited for it. And as always, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.